You just did it again. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That moment, the one you don't tell anyone about. And now, you're lying there, staring at the ceiling, feeling that familiar emptiness crawl through your chest. Not guilt exactly, something worse. A quiet theft. Like something was taken from you, by you. And the strangest part, you had goals today. You had fire this morning. You had a version of yourself you wanted to become. But now you can barely look at yourself in the mirror. Here's what nobody in the productivity space will ever tell you. Not the gurus, not the coaches, not the apps. There is one force inside you more powerful than motivation, more ancient than discipline, and more dangerous than you realize. And by the end of this video, I'm going to reveal the exact practice that monks, warriors, and the wards, most elite performers have used for centuries, to turn this hidden force into an unstoppable engine. But first, you need to understand why you feel so broken. You wake up, you scroll. Notifications hit you like shrapnel. Your brain is hijacked before your feet even touch the floor. You tell yourself today will be different. You write the to-do list, you drink the coffee, you open the laptop, and then it happens. That urge, that pull, that whisper in the back of your skull that says, just once, just quickly, you deserve a break. And before you know it, 15 minutes vanish. Then an hour, then the entire day feels contaminated. You close the browser, delete the history. Promise yourself, never again, until tomorrow. This is not laziness. This is not weakness. This is a war you were never trained to fight. And the enemy isn't your willpower. It's not your discipline. It's not even you. The enemy is invisible, and it has a name. But the name might shock you. The ancient masters called it something different than we do. In the Taoist tradition, they called it Jing. Your essence, your life force, your seed. In yogic philosophy, they called it Oyes, the refined fuel of consciousness itself. In traditional Chinese medicine, they mapped it precisely. They said it flows upward through the body, nourishing the brain, sharpening the mind, igniting creativity and charisma. But only if it's retained. When it's spilled, wasted, scattered, the body goes into emergency mode. It redirects resources away from higher functions, away from cognition, away from drive, away from that magnetic presence you've felt in certain men and women who seem to glow from within. Modern science is finally catching up. Studies show that after release, dopamine crashes, prolactin floods the system, motivation plummets. The brain enters a refractory state that can last days, even weeks. And yet, we live in a world designed to drain you. Every advertisement, every algorithm, every notification pings the same primal circuit. They want you depleted. They want you foggy. They want you too tired to build, too distracted to focus, too empty to fight. But here's where it gets darker. This is not just about physical release. Every time you fantasize without purpose, you leak. Every time you doom scroll through images that hijack your biology, you leak. Every time you indulge the mind without directing the body, you leak. Jing doesn't just leave through the body. It leaves through the eyes, through the attention, through the cracks in your discipline you didn't even know existed. This is why you can abstain for days and still feel drained. Because the vessel has holes, and nobody taught you how to seal them. But the ancient masters did. And halfway through this video, I need you to remember what I promised you. A practice, a precise method. Something the monks used. Something warriors used before battle. Something that takes this fire inside you and forges it into steel. It's coming. But first, you need to understand the real enemy. The real enemy is not pleasure. The Tao does not condemn pleasure. Zen does not demand suffering. True discipline is not punishment. The real enemy is unconsciousness. It's the automatic loop. Stimulus, reaction, regret. Stimulus, reaction, regret. Operando ver. You are not broken. You are asleep. And this energy you've been wasting is actually the alarm trying to wake you up. Sexual energy is creative energy. They are the same force. Every great work of art, every empire, every revolution was fueled by this fire redirected. Napoleon slept 4 hours a night and conquered Europe. Tesla remained celibate his entire adult life and invented the 20th century. Muhammad Ali refused his wife for weeks before major fights. Not because pleasure is evil, but because they understood something. When this energy moves downward and outward, it creates life. When this energy moves upward and inward, it creates legacy. You choose. Now, here is the practice I promised you. The monks called it transmutation. The Taoists called it circulation of light. The yogis called it brahmacharya with pranayama, but I'm going to give you the simplified, actionable version. When the urge arises, and it will arise, do not fight it. Do not suppress it. Do not shame yourself. Instead, breathe. Inhale deeply through the nose. As you inhale, visualize the energy at the base of your spine. Pull it upward. Imagine it climbing your spinal column like liquid fire. Let it pool at the center of your forehead, the space between your eyebrows, the third eye. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly. Do this 3 to 5 times. What you're doing is redirecting the current. You're not blocking it. You're not damming the river. You're building a canal. The energy doesn't disappear. It becomes fuel for focus, for creativity, for the magnetic presence that makes people listen when you speak. This is not mysticism. This is neurobiology dressed in ancient language. When you breathe this way, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. You shift blood flow. You break the hypnotic loop. The monks knew this 3,000 years before science had a name for it. But here's the part nobody mentions. Transmutation is not enough. If you redirect this energy and have nowhere to send it, it becomes pressure. Pressure becomes irritation. Irritation becomes explosion. You need a vessel, a project, a mission, a purpose bigger than your comfort. The samurai called it their ikigai, their reason for being. The Stoics called it their ruling inner purpose. You must have something worth transmuting for. Otherwise, you're just a furnace with no forge, a fire with no direction. And eventually, the fire consumes itself. Ask yourself tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. What am I building that demands everything I have? If you don't have an answer, that is your first task. Not the breathing, not the retention. Find the mission, because energy follows intention. And intention without mission is just noise. Now, the bonus. I told you I would reveal the practice. I did. But here's something the monks never shared publicly. There are 3 stages. Stage 1 is containment. You stop the obvious leaks. You delete the apps. You unfollow the accounts. You build the external dam. Stage 2 is circulation. You learn the breathing. You redirect the flow. You train the inner current. Stage 3 is sublimation. This is where the energy becomes indistinguishable from creativity. Where you no longer fight urges, because the urges have transformed into inspiration. Where you wake up with ideas instead of temptation. Most people never reach stage 3. Not because it's impossible, but because they never commit to stage 1. They want the results without the containment, the alchemy without the crucible. It does not work that way. You must seal the vessel before you can heat the contents. So here you are, at the end of this video. You have the knowledge now, the same knowledge that emperors paid sages to whisper in their ears, the same knowledge that built dynasties and fueled geniuses. But knowledge without application is entertainment, and entertainment is just another leak. So I leave you with this, not a call to action, not a celebration, a question. The same question the Zen masters would pose to students in the final moment of their training. Who would you become if you stopped giving yourself away? Sit with that, don't answer too quickly. The silence after this video is not empty. It's the beginning of something. Or, it's nothing at all. You choose. You choose.